in evil, greedy, and likely Marxist hands, tokenization is not your friend. It is a tool of dispossession. I agree 100% with him. Monday, October 6, 2025, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. Today, we're going to look at tokenization. I think it's a very dangerous field. Wall Street is pushing tokenization, and I personally think it's a backdoor to the great taking. They've had to do it this way because people have woken up to the great taking, so they're going to use tokenization as a way to basically control your wealth. What we're going to look at first is the definition of a token, right? It's always great to go to the dictionary, especially an older one. I've got here the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It used to be my father's, the pocketbook one from the 1970s. And we've looked at the definition of inflation back then too, for those of you who've been with the channel for a long time. So yeah, we can look at inflation and then token. And you will see why I could see that the currencies are going to be debased, and that those people who say we don't have inflation, they're completely wrong. And hopefully you will heed my warning about tokenization and not get involved. Before we look at tokenization and what a token really is, let's quickly look at the markets this morning, because there's a lot going on, because a new prime minister has been picked in Japan. Takaichi, she's the first woman prime minister, and she's a proponent of Abenomics. And I've spoken about Abenomics many times here on the channel. I have a playlist about the yen carry trade, and the yen carry trade is a big part of Abenomics. So what is Abenomics? Well, Prime Minister Abe, back in 2013, when he took power, he launched this program of heavy fiscal spending, fiscal policy, a weak yen, money printing by the central bank, deficit spending. Yes, so pretty much what President Trump has done with his big beautiful bill, I would say, inflate away the debt. And Japan, of course, has over 200% of GDP in public debt. And yes, Prime Minister Abe was assassinated a few years ago, but he was a very good friend of President Trump. So now we've got a woman that's gonna revert back to Abenomics. So not surprisingly, the dollar this morning here in London, it's 8 a.m. London time. The dollar is up 1.7% versus the yen at 150, just around 150. We've seen long-term Japanese government bond yields spike massively. The 30-year JGB is up 13 basis points at 329, and that's spilling over onto the U.S. Treasury market a little bit. 10-year yield is up 3 basis points at 415. 30-year is up 4 at 475. So I think we need to keep an eye on this. So this is more of a inflate or die, and I think it could be Japan, not France or the UK, that bites the dust first. The Japanese yen price of gold is fast approaching 600,000, and I think it's going to go a lot higher. Yes, the Nikkei 225 was up quite a bit today, but that's that's not really reflective of real, I would say, economic health. It's more a reflection of a dying currency. Yeah, so the Nikkei was up 5%. It really gave the market a boost, but in the long term, it's going to be the demise of the yen. And I've heard stories that there's a lot of demand for precious metals in Tokyo right now. We'll have to keep an eye on that. What about gold and silver? What are they doing? Well, gold is broken through 3,900 quite easily. We're at 39.33. The high's been 39.45, so we're up about 47 bucks. Silver is up about 60 cents at 48.56. The high's been 48.67, and as I said, it's 8 a.m. London time right now. The rest of the markets, the Dow futures up 100, the Nasdaq 100 is up 111, and the S&P is up 20. So yes, this is very important. This new Prime Minister of Japan, Takaichi, I think is her name. She's gonna inflate things even more, and yeah, that's the only thing they can do. So let's go back to tokenization. And I said earlier that I've looked at the definition of inflation back in the 70s before they changed it, right? Because they don't really want the public to know what inflation is. The public thinks that CPI is inflation. CPI is just a phony government measure of prices. So let's go to page 365 in this dictionary under inflation. It says an abnormal increase in the volume of money and credit resulting in a substantial and continuing rise in the general price level. So nowadays, they don't tell you that the price rises come from inflation, right? They tell you that the price rises are the inflation. And why do they do that? Well, because they need to make sure that you don't know that it's actually government and the central bank that create the inflation. It's not Putin. It's not house prices or grocery prices that cause inflation, right? It's the government and the central bank. So, yeah, why am I talking about inflation if we're going to look at tokenization? Well, because I think it's really important to look at the definition of words. And you probably heard the saying, it's a token of my appreciation. It's not something huge, right? Someone's done something for you and you just give them something, as a token of your appreciation. So hopefully, that will open your eyes. But let's see what they say here about token. An outward sign, symbol, emblem. So it's not the real thing, it's a symbol. A small part representing the whole. Well, there you go, a small part. A piece resembling a coin issued as money or for use by a particular group or specified terms. Token, there's another definition here. The adjective of token, done or given as a token, especially in partial fulfillment of an obligation, minimal, perfunctory. So you get the idea. So I've seen recently the Market Sniper talk about the topic, and I think I'm going to have to get him on to speak about this. He posted this on October 3rd, Friday. He said, the sales pitch for tokenization is this amazing fractalized ownership for all items where equity in everything is available to all. In evil, greedy, and likely Marxist hands, tokenization is not your friend. It is a tool of dispossession. I agree 100% with him, and that's why I think it's a backdoor to the great taking. And I think, I'm not going to get involved. An upload of a remote derivative purchase of your assets into a rentier society for the masses. So what they're going to do, for example, I'll give a company my gold. my sovereign here. They'll take it. They'll give me a token for it. They'll lend it out. They'll make most of the profit. Give me a little bit. And I'll probably never see this again as well. That's how it's going to work. And they want to do it with everything: real estate, other natural resources. And the people behind this, of course, are people like BlackRock and others, Wall Street institutions, right, that we can trust, not. So anyway, and the market sniper makes a good point here. He says, P.S. the bottom 90% of the U.S. population own 3% of the stock market. The top 1% are through 50%. Good luck if you sign us all up. So there you go. And he put a post here from Garrett Goggin. It says, tokenization leads to gold's return to the money system. The world's best store of value combined with frictionless crypto makes tokenized gold the ultimate medium of exchange. As I said, I don't trust tokenization. I wouldn't trust my gold with these people. The reason to have gold is that there's no counterparty risk. With tokenization, there will be huge counterparty risk. And that's why I think it's a bad idea. But if you want to risk your assets, if you don't have a problem giving control of your assets to Wall Street, go ahead and get involved in tokenization. So you can even see here that CNBC, is pushing tokenization and crypto. It says, and this is an article from October 2nd, tokenization of real-world assets is an unstoppable freight train coming to major markets, Robinhood CEO. It says the tokenization of real-world assets from stocks to real estate will spread to financial markets around the world, according to Robinhood Markets Chief Executive Officer Vlad Tenev. Tokenization is like a freight train. It can't be stopped. Well, what do you mean it can't be stopped? And eventually it's going to eat the entire financial system. Doesn't sound very good, does it? To eat the entire financial system. And he says here that people will be able to own assets, real world assets all over the world through tokens. But can't we do that now already through owning mining companies and other things, or through owning privately real estate and some of this and some of that, right? So yeah, I think it's a really bad idea. As I said, it's a token. A token is not the whole thing. And I'd be very careful about it. I have actually a coin here from 1812. And back then, England was fighting the Napoleonic Wars. And there wasn't much silver around. And they had to use their imagination to get silver to circulate. And they issued a bank token. And it says here, bank token, 3 shillings, 1812. It wasn't a real 3 shilling coin. Well, there isn't really a 3 shilling coin. But they had to say it was a token, as you can see here. A bank token. It's a token, right? So, yeah, to sum up, tokenization is another Wall Street scam, in my opinion. It's going to make the bottom 90% even poorer than it is now, with only 3% of the stock market. And I would be careful as well if I was the top 1% or even the top 10%. They're coming after your assets through tokenization. And the most important thing is that they'll have control over those assets. And yeah, it's just another derivative, really. And you don't really want to be involved with derivatives. And I think these tokens are going to also expand. Someone said here, Chris Bacon said, and of course we will also need options on tokens. leverage long and short tokens, token sector ETFs, token IPOs, token trusts, a whole new casino. So there you go, tokenization, a whole new casino. Beware. Caveat emptor. With that, I'm going to wish you all a very good day. Take care. Bye.